Okay, welcome back. My Let's Play of Skald against the Black Priory. I have not played this in a little bit, due to trying to catch up on Elden Ring, but I believe we're sort of on our way to the main town, find out what's going on there, and we picked up a mercenary along the way, Cirilla, a guild Magos, a wizard, if you will. So that should be good. Before you, the unmistakable mess, squalor, and desperation of a refugee camp sprawls around a small farmstead like a festering wound. Excellent. A soldier dressed in the ragged remains of what you assume is the livery of Horan. He looks hungry, shaken, and on edge. Talk to the chamberlain over in the barn if you want something. Just leave me alone. Okay, and they all say that. Entering the ragged camp, you notice a small crowd nearby, arranged in an inward-looking ring. In the center stands a formidable armored woman. She carries an unmistakable air of authority, and the insignia on her armor mark her as a cleric of the Order of Sepulchites. The tattered band of refugees surrounding her are agitated and shouting over one another. But there are so few of us! Horan was home to 200, and we're but a few score left! Cries a ragged man with tears in his eyes. By the golden corpses, there must be survivors! Beseeches another. And who are we to send? Half of us won't live through next market day, and the other half ain't fit to hold much as a stick. An old crone interjects, panic quivering in her voice. The crowd erupts in a cacophony of desperate appeals. The cleric raises her arms, and the crowd falls silent. Her sonorous voice rings out. We may indeed be cursed, but Alden is right. There may yet be survivors in Horan, and it's my duty to go to their aid, or at least to learn what fate befell them. The assembly erupts again, some blessing the cleric in tears of hope, others clinging to her robes while pleading for her to not risk her life. Through the crowd, the woman catches sight of you and nods curtly. She turns away and begins to load up on supplies, no doubt intent on making good on her promise to the panicked refugees. You pet the dog. The woman before you has the rugged and vital look of a life lived on the frontier. Though her clothes are rich and tailor-made, she wades through ankle-deep mud with rolled-up sleeves, hefting heavy crates of goods off a broken cart. You need help. And then the poor lonely woman would owe you a debt of gratitude. Is that it? She snarls. The woman hefts the crate back onto the cart with a sigh. Forgive me. I'm not myself. There's not been much rest for me amid the chaos. All this jabbering about the end of all mankind is starting to wear on me. In any case, I am Mangg. I run, or ran, an emporium in Horan. But you are not from Horan, are you? Magg's eyes light up with suspicion. What brings you to Idra, We were shipwrecked just off the coast. I'll ask no more, but it seems my merchant's intuition was right. Either way, we may yet be of help to one another. Mangg hefts the last of her crates off the damaged cart and into her makeshift tent. And I still have a modest selection of wares with me. See. What have we got for sale? Who doggy? Well, most of this is going to be reagents, so I don't want to sell any of that. Plenty of food. I don't think we have much treasure to speak of. As for equipment, crude cutlasses, war hammers. Yeah, I don't think we need much. Maybe a proper short bow for cats. I think she has the crude. Yeah, she has a crude short bow, so we can go with a short bow, which will be slightly more accurate, or the crude longbow, which will be just as accurate, but with slightly higher max damage. I think accuracy is key. So I'd probably go for that. But it's a question of, do I want to... I don't think I can even... I have 18 gold. We can't do much. We are poor. We are poor, poor people. We could steal stuff, but we're not those... We're not that kind of group. The imposing cleric holds up a palm in greeting. Welcome to our new home, stranger. The people of this island know me as Drina. I serve the Golden Dead in this camp. These people are under my protection. What brings you here? I'm searching for someone. Here on Idra? That may prove to be a difficult task given the tempest that's engulfed this island. How so? She leans back, her eyes still flinty. Are you not aware of the situation here? These people say the island is surely doomed. Her eyes bore into you, gauging your reaction. What has happened? Our graveyards have been overflowing as of late, with stranger killing stranger for no good reason. And worse, I think, brother and brother, husband and wife. It's become a tide of ruin. I implored the governor to intervene and investigate, but as usual he did nothing but cower in his villa and peer over his walls. Go on. Then, a few nights ago, pandemonium erupted. Bands of armed men and women roamed the town, hacking down anyone they came across. Some folks claim those that did not die on the spot were dragged away to suffer some unknown fate. My order and I joined what sane guardsmen remained in the chaos and tried to stem the tide, but we were driven from the city in the panicked exodus that followed. We considered retaking the town, but we had scores of wounded, so we retreated, better to save the lives not yet lost. We set up this camp to regroup and to care for the wounded, but a shadow hangs over us. The wounded do not recover, and those still on their feet slowly lose their mind, or hearts. What do you intend to do now? We need answers. Drina gestures at the refugees languishing in the camp before continuing. And it's my duty to seek them out if they exist. I must venture to find a way back into Horan, and thence somewhere darker, I fear. Failing that, the situation here in camp is getting untenable. Anything that can be done to improve it will be a small victory. Are you planning to go alone? If I must. Doomed or not, it's all dust in the end, and I intend to die in armor. But from what I can tell, we must both tread the same terrible path. Though our reasons may differ, surely there is safety to be had in numbers. Indeed, let's join forces. Excellent. Drina's face lights for an instant. These people, my people, I feel their pain, and we will mourn together later. For now they deserve answers, and by the Emperor's bones I will get them some. Ask Drina about Embla. Drina fidgets with a heavy-looking ring on her finger while she listens to your description of Embla. She's certainly not in the camp, and I can't say I remember seeing her in Horan, but perhaps that bodes well for your quest. How so? One of the primary tasks of my order is to care for the dead, and I can say with certainty that I didn't lay to rest anyone matching her description before the fall of Horan. Do you have any suggestions where to look? Beyond traveling to Horan, you may want to ask around here in camp. A few of the merchants survived. Perhaps she visited one during her stay. Who do you think attacked Horan? The Reavers came from inside the town. I recognize some of them as sailors, fishermen, and whalers. Locals, mostly from old Idran families. Perhaps they belonged to one of the lodges. Lodges? Yes, there are long traditions on Idra for the fishermen and sailors to band together in fellowships known as lodges. From what I understand, they serve mainly as combines for fair distribution of the day's catch, but there are persistent rumors of them serving other purposes, too. Rumors. Our order is an imperial one. The locals would be loath to discuss such things with us, but I've always suspected they practiced pre-imperial customs of ocean worship, including offerings to ensure safe travel and bountiful catches. I see. Before we leave, we should seek out Marcus, our leader of sorts. He's holed up in the stable trying to organize this mess of a camp. Holy ashes, no one tries harder than him, but the task at hand is monumental and he needs help. Alright, so we got Drina Cleric. She's a hospitaler, which I think is the same thing. Oh no, maybe he's not a hospitaler. No, he might be a hospitaler, so we have two of them. Well, that's it's not bad. I guess we'll focus on her being just frontline good stuff. And actually, yeah, with Phalanx, it's not a bad idea. Definitely want club damage. Yeah, probably Stunning Blow is good to have as well. More Phalanx, more shield training. I mean, we could go for spell casting, but definitely right to have increased vitality. We'll go with that. No spell. And for her inventory, she's got a mace, nice. Breastplate, shield. Everything you need. That's fine. Okay, let's ask this woman about Embla. I can't say I remember seeing her. Doesn't mean I didn't. My emporium was always busy. Franzo, the camp cook, used to own the main inn. You'll find him near the stables. If anyone saw her, it'd be him. What happened in Horan? I wish I could tell you. Things have felt queer on Idra for a while. Folks in Horan started changing. People I'd known for years became mean, hard. Violence and cruelty grew so common we stopped noticing it. Just last week, my neighbor, her children. Maja's voice falters and her eyes begin to glisten with tears. A few days ago, I was out of town, taking supplies to one of the whaling vessels. On the way back, at sunset, I spotted a clutch of people tearing towards us on foot from the outskirts of Horan, covered in blood and shrieking. My mare was so spooked that she bolted and broke her leg in the half-light. Poor old Aga. I had to help her pass on. When the townsfolk reached us, they regained their senses and told us such terrible stories. Stories of raving madmen rampaging across the town by night. Let's just say, not even children were spared. But they didn't kill everyone. Some were taken to who knows where. We heard screams on the wind for days afterwards. It was clear there was no going back. Yeesh. Yeah. We'll get to that. The child is ragged and muddy and crying in great big sobs. As you approach, she wipes her nose and looks up at you, her eyes widening somewhat at the sight of Roland. I'd prefer we just got on with our work, Roland grunts. What's wrong? I can't find Froggart. I just had him and I was playing and now he's gone and all alone somewhere. Who's Froggart? Froggart's small and green and fluffy and he's my best friend and now I've lost him. The girl looks truly heartbroken. I'll have a look. Hurry! He doesn't like to be alone. He's afraid of the hounds. Yes. The stench of disease and moans of the dying lie thick in the air of the makeshift infirmary. An aging cleric shuffles back and forth as he tries as best he can to tend to the patients. He exchanges a worried glance with Drina. Yeah, we should really get a different recipe than just cure disease. A sturdy wooden chest. Yeah, let's pick it. Boom. Makeshift hand or masterwork hand axe of acid. Now you're speaking my language. Garziel, is that something that interests you? He's got a fine mace, which is fine, but this would do an extra 2 damage minimum and have higher crit value. It's also worth a shit ton. Also says a small amount of extra acid damage is caused on a hit. Now, I don't know if that's applied to this or not. I wouldn't think that's applied because I feel like the top end would also be higher. Axes cannot be equipped by Garziel. Okay. Well, I assume the exact same is true for her. And he uses a 2-handed sword. Damn. In that case, we might sell it. But there is a possibility of a 6th character at some point. So let's not... Let's not dump it just yet. Recipe for farmer's omelet. And potion of strength. Now you're speaking it. And we will use said recipe. We need tusks. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Couldn't just open that door. What the hell? There you go. Stuffed animal. I think that's Frogger. Is this the reptilian rascal? Frogger! The girl snatches the stuffed animal from you and showers it with hugs and kisses. She then turns towards you, but instead of giving you a hug, she dashes past you and throws her arms around Roland's waist. The old warrior looks startled at the sudden show of affection. Alright, girl, you've had your frog back. There's proper work to be done now. The girl steps back. Frogger says thank you. Glad to help. Despite the squalor surrounding the girl, she's now smiling from ear to ear. Frogger is glad to be back. Hey, do you want to play a game? Okay. It's a rhyme. All the kids on my street play it, or at least we used to, I guess. She hesitates for a moment before proceeding with renewed vigor. The movements are left, left, both, right, both, skip. Let's try them first, and then we can add the words. Okay. You and Marcia face each other, and you can't help but feel a little out of place as you engage in the clapping game with the small girl. Left, left, both, right, both, skip. You did it. Now let's add in the words. Just say them after me. You and Marcia proceed to repeat the pattern. This time the girl begins to recite a rhyme. Beware, beware, don't dare to sleep. It brings you dreams of ebb and flow, of churning seas and dreadful deep, and waves that lay the mountains low. But fear the mother most of all. Awake before you hear her bell. 1,000 young will hear her call, and that was how the giants fell. Drina cuts in with a surprisingly harsh tone. Girl, where did you learn such superstitious bilge? Marcia looks up at Drina with a startled look. All the children are doing it. I thought... Drina's face softens slightly. I don't think it is fitting, my girl. Certainly not now. Garziel, let's just be on our way. Ooh, boy. Well, I'm glad I nailed that pattern. That felt nice. we're gonna find some kick-ass secret. Picked up some items. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, let's see here. Cat's back there. You know, we got the frontliners now. Something like that's fine enough. Magic missile? Cascade on magic missile? It's pretty good, but we don't really want to use all our shit. Yeah, the fucking disengage. Backstab. That's what we're all about here. Backstab. Boom, done. Although, ouch. But that's why we've got lay on hands. I should probably give that to Drina. It's just kind of useful, even out of combat. Okay. I mean, there's no reason not to pick up all this shit, right? Hey, a well. Potion of speed. What is that? Damn, that was a good ability. That was a good spell. Jesus. Jeez, haste. You can move just an absurd amount. Okay, I don't know if that was a smart move. Yeah. There you go. Easy. Haste. half the game is just like, how many potatoes can I find? A fresh, unmarked grave with a simple marker made of sticks. Oh. Now you're gonna make me check every one to find a different one? That seems good. I mean, I see some that are open, but... You approach a man sweating profusely and caked in dirt. He's hunched over and panting, seemingly winded from the hard work of digging graves. Who goes there? The man jolts to hefting his shovel as a weapon. I'm not looking for trouble. Why so jumpy? Why so jumpy, he asks. Well, since you ask, I drew the short straw, and it's fallen upon my wretched shoulders to bury the dead. He shoots Drina a sulking glance. And if I don't get back to it, I'll be food for the fellhounds before you know it. Dead. Drina looks at the man with a sad smile. The dead must be put in the ground, lest disease run rampant. But take comfort. Tending to the dead is holy work. You'll have earned the grace of the golden tomb. The man looks down in shame. It's just that it doesn't feel like it is all. In the distance, a howl sounds, and the man straightens up like some prey animal sensing a predator. He briefly squints into the perpetual twilight that covers the island for a brief moment, before grabbing his shovel and redoubling his effort towards finishing his work. Run back to camp. I'll finish the job. The man looks at you with slight confusion, then pushes his shovel into your hands. He thanks you profusely and runs back to camp. Drina nods in approval. That was a good deed. Get to work. There are 2 corpses wrapped in linen before you. Their graves have been dug, but they still need to be filled in. The corpses are a man and a woman. Perhaps they were once man and wife. They look well fed, and there is no apparent cause of death. Drina looks stoically at the pair. They are with the emperors now, though I wonder what killed them. Yeah, I can't switch, so... Oh, here you can switch. Okay, well, Drina will tell us, since she's wondering. Yeah, she has no problem. As you look the corpses over, you notice that their abdomens seem distended beyond that of simple corpse gas. You apprehensively poke at the swelling, and to your horror, the mass begins to squirm and shift. Well, hastily bury them. You place the corpses in their graves and quickly fill them in. It is hard work, and the rugged wilderness around you looms threateningly. As you work, Drina stands above you, chanting. Your words offer comfort to living and dead both. Drina smiles slightly. So many have died the last days without proper burial or receiving their rites of sepultation. This offers me some small peace of mind. You finish the work in silence. You wipe the grime from your face as you finish the grim task. Sadly, you suspect these are far from the last graves that will be made for the poor refugees of Horin before this is over. The darkness of night is pressing in around you, and as you prepare to leave, you notice movement just past the edge of the darkness. Before you manage to call out, slavering horrors charges at you. Yeah, there is a lot of typos in this game, I will say. The person could have used a bit of an... I mean, we got darkness. Darkness! And slavering horrors charges at you. But, either way... it's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say. Who am I controlling? This is Roland, yeah. Why can't he move there? Okay. Some reason. That'll do it. Critical backstab, 53 damage! Not so. Okay, that was all the graves. Get my pumpkins. And more potatoes. We'll be resting soon. The man before you has the look of a high-ranking imperial bureaucrat. However, there is little pomp left in him now. His robes are ragged, his cheeks hollowed, his spectacles cracked. He mumbles to himself as he despondently pores over stacks of papers and maps. He looks up at you with a start. What's this then? More mouths to feed? Or by some miracle do you come laden with supplies, medicine, and men-at-arms? Drina gives the man a strict look. Marcus, we're in no position to turn allies away. Common courtesy will go a long way. Say nothing. The man sighs and sinks further back in his seat. Forgive me, I am not myself. The world seems to be coming undone, and I am left holding the pieces. He wipes his balding head with a piece of cloth. Marcus Stonehold at your service, Chamberlain to the most glorious office of the Governor of Idra. He makes a sharp little bow, his words dripping sarcasm. How may I be of assistance? I've come to offer my assistance. Marcus blinks, bewildered. Is that so? He gestures to his papers. With the governor missing and the camp overflowing, things are chaotic, to say the least. Any assistance you can offer will surely help me avoid an early grave. Drina offers a sympathetic smile. If we can help, we will. The color drains from Marcus's face. But Trina, are you leaving as well? I need you here in camp. We've already discussed this. I cannot do this without you. I'm not a leader. I'm a glorified scribe. Who will keep their spirits up? And what am I going to do when people start dying from the outbreak? All the blood and shit and... You will find your strength, my old friend. The Golden Dead will guide you. Besides, we both know that nothing will be solved by me waiting here in camp. We must try to seize the initiative in whatever way we can. Drina puts her hand on his shoulder. Marcus lets out a deep sigh before looking up. You are right, Drina, as always. Drina motions towards you. Galleon himself may have provided for us. Marcus looks up at you, seemingly having forgotten you were in the tent. I'm looking for a way into Horan. It started a few days ago. I was awoken in the middle of the night by the governor's guards. They told me we were under attack and that packs of crazed brigands were already roaming the streets, spilling blood by the riverful. I never saw such chaos before. The dead lay strewn in the streets, and we had to sneak from corner to corner just to get away with our lives. By some stroke of luck, we came upon Drina and a handful of other guards, and managed to make our way to the gate with what survivors we could find. We set up this camp whilst we... Well, frankly, I don't know. All I can do is try to keep us alive till tomorrow. What can I do to help? He lets out a sigh. Oh, where to start? This camp is a disaster. There's no medicine for the sick and wounded, while madmen and beasts bay for our blood at the gates. The haggard man wipes his brow. The people are starving around us. Already the very young and the very old have begun to pass, and soon none of us will have the strength to fight should the Reavers come for us. In other words, we need food, and we need it fast. Talk to Franzo. He's serving as our cook and quartermaster, and he might know where to start. You'll find him just outside this barn. And you mentioned a disease outbreak? Indeed, disease is spreading in camp. Hierophant Dral has set up a makeshift infirmary in the main house, but so far he's had little luck in combating the infection. Help him and you have helped us all. I'll do my best. Marcus sighs deeply. If there is nothing else, my migraine needs tending to, amongst other things. The Chamberlain gestures to the piles of papers surrounding him. Is there no way of getting into Horan? I'd say no. Eben, the ranger, is keeping the city under watch, and he reports that the Reavers have sealed its gates. We found no other way of entering it. Though what you expect to find in there save a gruesome death is beyond me. But what do you intend to do then? Sit here and wait for death? Certainly not. But with the state this camp is in, it's all we can do to keep death from our throats. If we are ever to hold out until reinforcements arrive, much less retake the town, then we must do what we can to gather our strength. For now, that means food and medicine. Any idea who the madmen who attacked Horan are? From what I hear, these men were bands of local fishermen and sailors. But why would they do something like this? Horan was their home, and for all his shortcomings, there were few Imperial officials as lenient as the governor. Where's the governor now? I didn't see him as we made our strategic retreat. I can only assume he died in the chaos. And the cruelest joke of all, that leaves me the ranking Imperial official on the island. Okay. A man with a leather-like skin covered in sailor's tattoos approaches you. Greetings, my lord. Name's Donovan. Dono, for short, and I'm here looking for someone a lot like you. For what? Well, begging your pardon, but less covered in shit than the rest of this lot and able to carry a blade, my lord. I serve on the vessel Weather Maiden, and I'm here on the orders of my first mate, Zara. I'll see what I can do. Better you talk to her yourself. We're holed up in a large sea cave west of here while the Maiden is undergoing repairs. Zara will be waiting for you there. Here, I'll show you on your map. 66 by 91. I must ask you do not delay. Dono offers a clumsy bow before making his way out of camp, heading northwest. You approach a haggard-looking man wearing a threadbare cook's apron. I don't know what you heard, but there's no food here for you or anyone, he growls. Complain to the Chamberlain if you want, just leave me alone. Chamberlain said you needed help. The cook's eyes meet yours for the first time. Honestly, the situation is beyond dire. People are starving by the day, and we have no supplies. The old, the sick, the young, they'll all be dying off at this rate. Got any ideas? Well, none of us have the strength or courage left to venture out of sight of the camp to hunt and forage. The cook looks you up and down. But you look capable enough. You could go beyond the walls and look for something more substantial. These people can't live on vegetable broth alone. They need meat and fat, especially if there's fighting to be had. Any idea where I should look? I do indeed. Franco leans in. Old Jacob owns this farm. It might not seem like much to a mainlander, but here on Idra, this farm here is large enough. You see, Jacob and his family had a large flock of goats when the calamites started. Calamities started. Right over there in the enclosure behind us. Now, the old man told the Chamberlain that the beasts bolted when the calamities started. That it drove them all insane and that they scattered into the hills. Well, that may be rightly so, but I have my suspicions. You're saying he hid the animals away. Look, I can't say I blame the man. Us refugees have made a mess of his farm, and if we find hands on those animals, we'll surely fall upon them like locusts. It would ruin him, and truly it would be a shame if the man lost his livelihood. But better that than having to see children starve. Now you better get going. I see people have started eyeing the rats. Okay. Jacob's goats. The gray-bearded cleric is thoughtfully wiping blood off his hands as you approach him. Forgive me. I didn't see you there. Are you sick? Fever? Stomach pains? Bloody stool? I don't think so. Should I be worried? The man examines your eyes and looks in your mouth. No, you do in fact seem fine. Sadly, many are not so lucky. Is it as bad as we suspected? Drina asks. Drawl leans in and his voice drops to a whisper. I fear it is worse. Some sort of infection is spreading. So far, I've been unable to cure it with neither spell nor concoction. I am, in fact, at my wit's end. A note of desperation creeps into the old man's voice. Anything I can do to help? If I can't find a cure, this outbreak may be the death of us all. Though I wouldn't know where to start. That is... The old man furrows his brow. A woman, Hannah, came to me with her boy, struck down by the outbreak. She appeared a simple girl, and when she pleaded with me to look for a folk remedy, I chided her for it, called her foolish. Surely imperial medicine would prevail. Perhaps I was the fool. I wish now I had listened to her. She left camp, but I think she can be found in the little cottage south of here. I beg you, seek her out on my behalf and hear what she has to say. He's got tomes for spell casting. Interesting. Again, probably nothing we want to spend our money on, but it is interesting. Okay. I think we're done here then. Oh no, we were gonna rest. Right. Yeah, I mean, mostly people just fletching. Although, now the cat has this kick-ass dagger, it's not as... not as important, I suppose. Oh boy. Yeah, food. Food adds up. Carsville found a ration. Cat fletched 1 arrow. No arrows. 2 arrows. And we've been entertained. Okay. Well fed and rested 8 hours. Good. We got plenty to do today. So let's head south to try and find this woman. Okay, that's Horan. You've been beset by prowling fellhounds. Harley, sneak away. Wow, difficulty 20. Jeez. That is a hefty amount. I mean, I guess we get to like flank them, but Jesus. That's not good. Okay, what have you got? Aura, flame. Targets everybody in the aura. Hasted backstabs going. Things are hurting. Good. Nice. No real flank here, unfortunately. Yeah, just chill. That's what we want. Nice big backstab. Disengage. Yeah, that sucks. Boom, big backstab. Pretty good. It's a lot of them. There you go. Okay. Could have been a lot worse. Critical backstabs are important. Yeah, now I guess we have to decide. Do we want her to be in on the... Do we want to focus on bow, or do we want to focus on that blade shit, which is pretty powerful with that dagger she's got. Doing 50 damage. I mean, you think she's going to be doing that with a bow? Yeah, you can really go hard on backstab. So I would probably say go blade accuracy and blade finesse for more crit. Good. Okay, where the fuck was this woman's hut? Giant insects scurry towards you. Flee. 8 or above on 2d6. 5 or above on 2d6. Manage to flee. I like that your sight is very limited in the woods. Besides the buzzing of insects and croaking of toads, the forest is disconcertingly quiet. The foliage seems to thin slightly in this area, and to the northeast you can make out a faint wisp of smoke rising from a chimney. To your surprise, a young man crashes through the undergrowth ahead of you. His face is red and he's panting heavily as he spots you. Help! They took him! They took who? My dar! We were working at the lumber camp when they just burst out of the trees. My dar took a swing at him with his axe and told me to run. The boy breaks down and sobs. But I saw him take him and drag him into the forest. What took your father? I couldn't tell you because they kind of hid in the undergrowth. But they were large as hounds and all I saw was the gleam from their terrible eyes. Please, you have to go look for him. He's all I got left since Ma died. I'll try. Camp's to the east of here. Just go past the big oak and then you'll eventually see our lean-to and campfire. Please hurry. Anything else of note in the area? Old Mother Katak's cottage lies to the northeast. There's a great big tree growing through it, so you can't miss it. Old lady's a bit strange, but she knows things. Potions and herbs and such. Might even have some to sell you. Anything else? Hi, there's a bit of marshland north of the big oak. I'd stay out of there. There's lizards and such, and they say even a single bite is enough to kill you on account of the disease they carry in their mouths. Okay. Tombs bless you. When you find my dar, tell him I'll be waiting for him at home. Boy sets off into the woods, and once more the forest is quiet. But you could help. Okay, well, there's your giant bugs, I think. Probably. Hard to say where I can move. Let me get a nice charge hit in there. Set up a flank. Okay, fine. Mark of Haste. It's too good. No, they weren't all alerted. It's a little overkill for critical backstab, but sure. Just cool it for now. I should probably... I wonder if she can use a bow or not. Look at that haste. That's what I'm talking about. Boom! Yeah, cat. Cat's too good now. A dead horse. The bloated corpse has begun to fester, and fat flies buzz over it. Fat flies. I think it's a species of fly that feed on fat. What a miracle that would be, huh? Okay, nothing of real note. Except for me doing lay on hands over and over. And on you. It's a little tedious. Like a button to use until full health would be kind of handy. So many things to pick up in this game. Alright, here we go. An old woman sits beside a crib, her silver hair loose and tangled around her shoulders. She hums to herself as she rocks the crib back and forth, a smile tugging at her weathered lips. The cottage is dimly lit, and the room is filled with various dried plants. The air is heavy with the scents of lavender, thyme, and the unmistakable taint of rot. Didn't he say she was a young woman? So this is definitely just a witch. Sure enough. You have anything to trade? Unless this is not the woman that he was talking about. Breast beef or meat skewers, baked potato, beef stew. Oh man, I love beef stew. Roasted eel, lesser regeneration. Okay, we got some pretty solid recipes here. 5 gold pieces for lesser regeneration. Let's go for that. And I don't know if I know baked potato. I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Do you have a stove I can use? No, you have this. Lesser regeneration. Doesn't tell me what it does, and we can't make it. So I don't have glow mans. No, I don't have the other stuff. No. No. I don't have glow mans. Of course I don't. Sell these recipes now. Okay. Nothing there. Yeah, just chill. Miss? We're not supposed to miss. Yeah, that's gonna be a disengage. Open myself up to a nice flank. Oh, well, that was good. Yeah, disengage bullshit. I guess it's sort of like an op, you know, in like a D&D sort of situation or Pathfinder, but it just ends your turn instead, which I think is worse than an op. Easy. Cat's definitely the MVP nowadays. Very powerful. Y'all got any glow mans? Looking for your glow mans. Plenty of other shit. How big is this map? Yeah, we could camp, but we don't really need to. There you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is the stuff. Web of some giant arachnid. To the last. You don't want to be there. You want to be there, and you want to be there, and maybe there, and I don't know. It's kind of shitty. That's going to be a disengage no matter how we cut it. There just isn't much to do here. I guess it's where you bust out the bow then. Shit. There you go, make room. Get flanked, shithead. Dumbass! Why did you do that? Now you gotta do all this fun stuff. Critical hit for 4 damage. Yeah, bows ain't it anymore. Shit. It's probably when you magic a missile. Oof. War axe that we can't use. Probably should heal up our man. Okay. He at level 5, and I was working him towards something. I remember that. I remember working him towards something. It was cleave, right? Yeah. So then he can hit 2 things. Almost certain that's what it was. Unless there was something else that gave him an extra attack. But I don't... Oh, multi-attack! Yeah! That's just better. That's just better than cleave. Yes. Okay. That's what we wanted. Haha! Multi-attack! Alright. The hierarchy of power is changing. Heavy weapon damage, of course. Boom. Rolling. Rolling fucks. Yeah, this'll be a fight. Okay, we want to avoid disengages. Yeah, multi-attack. Mark of haste, though. Should probably use a potion to restore my shit. Now I could... Oh yeah, we have stunning blow. Good. It's stunned. Ow. Not looking too hot there. May want to use a potion. Now we've lost a flank here, but we'll gain one. Boom. Okay. Jeez. Bit of a beat down there. But hey, no one lost health. Or whatever they're calling it. So that was good. And we get some shit. Copper necklace. Bunch of spider silk. You recoil in shock as the cocoon shifts under your hands. Whatever is inside is still alive. As you stand there, dumbstruck, you can hear faint moaning. You carefully cut open the cocoon, and a large man stumbles out. No doubt shaken and disoriented from the ordeal, the poor fellow looks at you with wide eyes. What? Who? Where? Your son sent me to look for you. Recollection creeps back into the man's eyes. So Lon's alive? He made it? Thank the Golden. And you risked your own life to save me. How can I ever repay you? No reward is necessary. In that case, you have my eternal gratitude, my lord. I'll make my own way out. Surely my boy is waiting. Fare thee well and be careful. These are dark times. Masterwork Armored Gauntlets of Stealth. You don't say. +1 to stealth and 3 soap. That'll go on Cat, who is most likely to stealth, I suppose. We don't really do that much. But I might come up in dialogue. Now that's a shitty one. We're gonna throw Cat in there. And honestly, these other two are meh. He can multi-attack and miss both times. What is all these misses? That's not gangster. And Holy Light, maybe that's your problem. It's too dark. There you go. Now you're getting there. Yeah, I think Cat without backstab is not so hot so. There you go. We're gonna get something going here. There you go. Do we think there's any more in here? Yep, there sure is. Hide? So sneaky. Great. No, I don't want to go first. Phalanx is pretty good. Even though we're not setting up any... Yeah, we're not setting anything up here. Except multi-attack. Yeah, you'd think this would be a good position. Like, they're backed up into a corner, but... really not. Oh, that's bad. Garziel's down. But, I mean, he is alive, and I don't know if you can die. So that's kind of good. We probably should wrap this up. Getting a little dire. And we're just gonna destroy every web because we feel like it. We also get XP. That might be it. Seems like it. Let's go to that camp. Yeah, I don't know about the fletching so much. Foraging, so we can just keep eating rations and stuff. Probably pretty solid. And maybe throw some wine on there. Okay. Well, we have made progress. You know, we picked up a new companion. Things could be worse. Apparently, Cyrilla leveled off of being entertained, I guess. Not sure. So we've got 3 points. Spellburn might be nice to get as just a free way to get back some MP. Might not be the worst, but increased attunement I think is what we want as well. And increase spell aptitude or arcane rush. First time you take wound hit point damage each combat, you automatically regain 30 to 40 attunement points. That is a lot. But wound damage, that's what it is after vitality. I think probably working our way towards Spellburn is more reliable. Yeah, alright, so yeah, we've made progress. Things are going okay. Combat's not too difficult. We're doing alright. Cat's kind of a machine, so that's nice. And yeah, good stuff. For now, though, my name is Mangg. This has been Skald against the Black Priory. And I'll see you fine folks in the next part.